And hey, beautiful people, it's Rickita, and I'm back with another video. So in this video, I want to teach you guys about opening and closing accounts and how credit age is very important. So if this is your first time watching my videos, my name is Rickita. I talk about real estate, I talk about credit, and I always tell you guys about closing accounts and how much it can hurt you from closing your accounts. If you don't like a certain credit card, and if it don't have an annual fee, just leave it there. Like, let it just be there. Okay, do not think, oh, I need to close this account, I don't like this credit card, I don't use it. Let them continue to report, because it's going to help with your utilization. That credit card kept with your utilization, and then also the history on that account is very, very important. So I always tell you guys, make sure that when you have these credit cards, make sure that you at least use them once every 6 months. If you don't, you're going to have accounts that's going to close. Now, I had accounts closed on my credit report just because I didn't use them. So that's why I'm warning you all now. And now I know better. I'm going to use that credit card at least once every 6 months. Now, usually they're not going to close it due to inactivity, which is why they say they close it. They're not going to do that usually until, I would say, about a year. Sometimes up to 2 years. But if you're doing every 6 months, you're buying something, I don't care what it is, just go buy something. Usually if you're going to buy something, then every 6 months, you just don't have that problem. Okay, and I want us to be able to avoid it. Now, if it was 6 months that they're going to close your account, I would tell you how to buy something once every 3 months. But I would say every year, every 2 years, due to inactivity, they can close your account. So I say every 6 months, just go and buy something and just let it report to the credit bureaus. Let them give you a bill for it. Don't just go pay it off. Let them give you a bill for it. Let it be on your statement. Then when your due date come around, make sure you pay it. But remember, all your credit cards should be on auto pay regardless anyway. So then they should automatically be able to auto pay that, because I'm not telling you to spend a lot of money. At least spend like $10 or something like that. And then usually auto pay is about $25. So definitely make sure you spend something. Now, I do want to go over credit cards that I do think that you guys should want to think about, should look into closing. And then also I want to talk to you guys about opening accounts, how to do it, how I'm actually not how to do it, but how I'm doing it. Because I don't want to be like, this is how you're supposed to do it. I want to tell you how I'm doing it and how I go about applying for credit cards and closing accounts. But I don't have any accounts that I need to close. I'm like past that part, you guys, which is really good. Um, all of my accounts, I want to have them stay open. I don't have to worry about, oh, this is a very high annual fee. I don't have those type of problems. But I'm going to go over those accounts just in case you guys have some of those accounts. You will see them like, oh, let me look at my stuff and see if you want to possibly close it. Now, when it come down to your credit, I do have our FICO chart, which can show us the different factors. So credit age, you can think of credit age being in your credit history, or sometimes into your new credit a little bit, because that's your age. But they say it don't factor in a lot, but you will see how much it factor in if you guys be added as an authorized user on someone's credit card that is 10 years old. Even if it was a $200 credit card, you're going to see your credit score go up a lot, because history is very important. They want to know how long you have been managing credit, how long you've been having credit. So definitely let's go ahead and look at the new credit cards you guys could possibly apply for. And then also let me show you credit cards that you may want to go ahead and cancel if you have them, because maybe my biggest thing with canceling credit cards is maybe you have a high annual fee with those credit cards. Now, if you ever want to schedule a call with me, go ahead and click right here on schedule a call. Also have my home buying application, and then also my home tours that I do in Florida, if you guys want to check those out, where I go through all the new construction homes. And I do have dispute letters here also to remove like student loans, late payments, collections, charge-offs, bankruptcies. And then I also have my credit membership here. Now, this is what I wanted us to look at in terms of credit cards. So let's actually start off with those people that when it comes down to closing accounts, let's go over some accounts that you may want to look into actually closing. And like I said, the reason why I would tell you to close these is because of the annual fee. Okay, that's the only reason why I'm going to tell you that you may want to go ahead and close it. So Discover, they don't have an annual fee. The Tumo, you don't have a fee for that one. In Rewards, you don't have an annual fee for that, and that one should graduate. So this one should graduate to the Cash Rewards, I believe it is, card. Now this one is going to basically be a green card. So I don't think that you guys should think about closing any of your Navy Federal cards. So don't even have that in your mind. Pedal One Visa, only if you have an annual fee, and I don't think that they have an annual fee. Yeah, so no annual fee for this card, no transaction fees. The limit can be between 300 and 5,000. You could pre-qualify for it, so that's good. Capital One, I just don't think you should close any of your Capital One credit cards. You should only try to see if you can upgrade those cards, and you don't have to close it unless they say they want to close that account. Then do it, but don't just close your account. Ask them, can you upgrade your credit card and get a new credit card? Open Sky. If you want to close your Open Sky card, you can close your Open Sky card, because Open Sky, they do have an annual fee, but just make sure you have at least 10 credit cards on your credit report before you close your Open Sky, because a lot of times people get the Open Sky to start building their credit when they weren't able to get anything. And if you close it too early, then it could drop your credit score a lot, because the history is there for that card. So just think about, hey, do I have at least 10 credit cards first on my credit reports before I close this one? Also, none of the Discover cards have an annual fee. Don't think about closing them. Now, Credit One, you may want to close your Credit One credit card if you have a high annual fee. Credit One can give out higher annual fees. If you have a very low annual fee or no annual fee, don't think about closing it, because it's helpful with your history. And it depends on you and how much money you can pay every year in these annual fees. And if you feel as if you can pay the annual fee, it's not a lot, then don't close it, okay? But that's my thing with this. Sometimes they give you, like, I think a $79 annual fee. And to me, that's just a lot of money. But again, like I told you about the Open Sky, once you have 10 other credit cards reporting, let them at least be 6 months old. The newest one you have, make sure that's at least 6 months old, then think about closing them. But don't just say, oh, I got 10 credit cards, I just applied for one today, I'm gonna close my Credit One card. No, don't do that. Make sure that account at least 6 months old before you think about closing some of these accounts we're going over. Mission Lane, if they gave you a high annual fee, you can think about closing it. And if you just got like a $19 annual fee, you better keep that credit card at least until you got those 10 credit cards. Prosper, again, if you don't have a high annual fee, go ahead and close it. I mean, if you have a high one, close it. If you don't, just leave it alone. Milestone, high annual fee, close it. Indigo, known for high annual fees, then make sure you close it. Destiny, known for high annual fees, then you're going to close it. But again, make sure you have at least 10 credit cards before you think about closing these accounts. Now, some of the credit cards I would like for you all to get before you think about closing any of those credit cards are actually here. The best credit cards for rewards and the best ones for cash back. So the Discover cashback, I love my Discover credit card. I think everybody needs to have a Discover credit card. Make sure you have a good Discover credit card before you think about closing those other accounts, because Discover is going to want to see you have history. So definitely get you a good Discover credit card. I love my Chase credit card, so definitely get you a good Chase credit card before you think about closing any of those other credit cards, because credit age is important. Now, when you apply for these credit cards, I know I'm saying, okay, you need a Discover, you need a Chase. I know I'm saying you need all these credit cards, but what I like to do is I like to apply for all the credit cards all at one time. So if I know I'll target it saying, okay, I need $20,000 or $30,000 in credit cards. I'll apply for all the credit cards until I hit that goal in the order in which I want them. So if I wanted another Chase credit card, I want to put that at the list. If I wanted to get a Navy Federal, then that would be second on the list. Like, I will put them in order, and then I will apply for them in that order. And then when I hit my goal, I will stop. Sometimes I'll say, okay, I need 4 credit cards. Then I will stop applying for them. And understand, you're going to get hard inquiries when you actually apply for a lot of these credit cards, and that can mess up your credit a little bit, could drop your credit score. And then also, you're going to mess up your age by getting these credit cards, which is why I told you to apply for them all at one time. Because after you apply for the 4 credit cards, or the whatever credit cards you wanted, then you can just wait and do something called gardening that they say. And basically, all you want to do is just sit on those credit cards. You don't want to you don't want to get any new credit cards. You want to wait 6 months to a year to think about getting credit cards, sometimes 2 years to even think about getting more credit cards, okay? So that's something I want you guys to know. You want your credit cards to get old. So this is the Chase credit card. Also, I love my Amazon. This is technically Chase too, though. I love my Amazon Prime Rewards Visa card. So definitely you can think about getting that one if you don't have it. Capital One, they have a lot of credit cards that you can apply for. And when I say I want you to get these credit cards, a lot of times these credit cards, they don't have an annual fee, which is really good. And they're giving you higher limits. So maybe these would be your first credit cards when you got a $5,000 or $10,000 limit. So that's why I'm telling you to get them. And then sometimes these may just be the credit cards. Now you got a $3,000 limit too. So, and you already had $200 limits before. So just get credit cards that's just not the basic credit cards like that Capital One. Also get you a Citi card if you want one. And American Express. I love my American Express. US Bank have some credit cards. Also Discover. Again, they have more credit cards. So definitely get some of these credit cards before you think about like closing your credit cards, because you want to make sure that you have 10 credit cards. To me, I like to have 10 good credit cards before I think about closing those starter credit cards that you probably have to put a deposit down on. And if you guys have a high annual fee, those are the ones you probably want to close first. Okay. Now, please keep this in mind too, you guys. This is something that I do. If you want to do something different, you can do something different. But this is just what I do. If you guys have any questions, I showed you guys how you can schedule a call, but I'll see you guys in the next video.